Okay, welcome back to the Car Boutique's detailing channel. It's the Chuckle Brothers back again, Andy and Karl from the Car Boutique. Another brand review today. Now, I've been away on business for about a month, so we've been looking forward to doing this one, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely texting around and discussing what we were going to do, and yeah, this is one that we've...
deliberately waited for us both to be free. So we're looking today at a brand called Deturner. Been around for quite some time, but I personally have never used any of their products. So I'm really interested to see how they perform. Have you used any?
None.
So we haven't done any research, we haven't gone onto YouTube, we've literally got these out the box and we're going to give it a go. Now you've been really busy, I've been away on business, but you seem to be buying the entire world of detailing accessories. So what have you bought recently?
Oh, so what have I bought recently? My machine polishers. So
machine polishing.
Andy's going to be teaching me that stuff.
Trying to.
I've bought a couple of Alien Magic products.
Alien Magic, yep.
Squid ink.
Squid ink.
Detailing Bug. Finally got round to buying some of that.
He's bought some. So Rachel, we did a number on him. He's bought something last, which is good.
Jesus. More microfibers.
Yep.
Some accessories, some Viking brushes and everything else like that. So it's been a busy month buying stuff. So
your main thing over the next few months is you're going to get yourself a bonnet, do some machine polishing, practicing that, which is the correct way of doing it. Don't go live on someone's car. So interesting to share that journey with you. That should be fun. Now, Deturner, we have not got everything in the range, okay? So we're going to augment gaps, i.e. we haven't got wheel cleaner, we haven't got citrus. So we're going to play around with the ones we've got and come to some conclusions to where we think the brand sits. Is it a excellent brand, sort of an average brand, or is it a weak performing brand? Now, these were sent free from rapro.co.uk, so thank you very much, but it is not going to affect the honesty of this review.
Absolutely
Otherwise, there's no point in us wasting our time because we are conscious that you guys might go out and buy it on, as a result of what we're seeing. So we're going to do the normal thing. We're going to do the wheels, maintenance wash, and we haven't decided on the LSP because we've got three, haven't we? We've got a detailer, spray on wax, and then
a wet coat.
And a wet coat as well. So we're going to have a chat offline, see what we're going to do, and we'll take it from there. So should we get crack on?
Let's do it.
Beauty.
So, as with any maintenance wash, we're going to carry out a wheel clean first because the wheel is the dirtiest place. So unfortunately, Deturner didn't send us a dedicated wheel cleaner, so we're having to use another brand's wheel cleaner for this. However, to keep the lubricity up on our wheels, we're using the Deturner shampoo. Okay, so there's multiple ways we can use it. Okay, so you can land supply this one, so that's a 1:8 or 1:12 dilution rate with this. You can use them also in a handheld foamer, that's 30 mils to 1 litre of product. And then for the bucket, okay, we're going to use 50 mils to 10 litres of water. So we're going to crack on, clean these wheels and make them shiny. So we're now going to use the Deturner Bloody Wheels fallout remover on our wheels. It's a gel based one, so with gel based I'm expecting the dwell time to be much better. You know, it's going to cling to our wheels for longer. Spray it liberally on your wheels. Just want to get as much of that iron fallout off as possible.
It's got the normal smell of a fallout remover, hasn't it? That's,
no.
it's not pungent, is it?
No, it's I would almost say quite pleasant. But a lot
super eggy.
No, not at all. It's almost like a floral note to it a bit. So it says to leave for about 3 to 4 minutes. So we'll let this dwell, see how much iron fallout this removes.
So just before we do that, just in terms of the marketing of this as a gel, we've used a few when we've been testing recently that have come straight off, and that is, it's loitering better than some, so it is a thicker liquid, I think. You'll agree with that?
It is a thicker liquid, but like you said, we've used a few. I've used a couple of other gel-based products that do seem to linger a little bit more. So I would say it's a little bit lighter on the gel side.
Yeah, agreed.
But proof is in the pudding. Let's see how much fallout it pulls out.
Cool, we'll come back in a couple of minutes.
So as you can see from the results, okay, it's from a fascia side, we've not got a lot of fallout, but I don't expect to see a lot of fallout because we've done our wash before that. Okay, I'm expecting a lot of the fallout to come away with the contact wash and the dirt and everything else like that. Okay, where I expect most of the fallout to be is in the barrel, where most of that brake dust is going to accumulate. Okay, that has drawn a large amount out, as you can see from down here and from just around that tyre rim there. Okay, we have a significant amount of more purple indicating that we've got a lot more fallout. So as a fallout remover, yeah, it does the job.
Now this is all about honest reviewing. We're getting intimate again. Now some of you may be thinking that you didn't see much fallout from that, and you might be thinking it's a weak product. And you're probably thinking that because you've seen quite a lot of reviews whereby someone's sprayed loads of fallout remover on and it's gone bright red. Now, this could be misleading. I'm going to prove that to you in a minute. Now, a lot of the time you see people applying fallout sprays on dirty wheels, all right, and it's going to go bright red. These have been cleaned, and that's what you really want. You know, a fallout remover is expensive, so a lot of that contamination is embedded within the dirt. We cleaned this wheel, so it's only the fallout that's actually embedded in the clear coat, which for these wheels, there wasn't that much.
No, so the individual that we're doing the car for is relatively brand new for him. And I'd expect not a lot of fallout in the fascia of our wheel. I was expecting, as I said, more in the barrel, which is what we got, because that's where predominantly most of the brake dust is going to be settling. Okay, and that's where I saw the predominant of the purpling of our fallout.
Now what Karl did do, he went straight to the back wheel. He didn't wash the wheel at all, and he used this same fallout, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. And this is where you need to be cautious with reviews, that people can manipulate a review to make a product look good. So the next shot is going to be off the wheel, not cleaned. You just sprayed it straight on, and look at the difference. And essentially what you're seeing here is you're seeing the fallout within the dirt itself.
As part of the pack-up we've got, we didn't actually get a dedicated citrus pre-wash. However, what we did get is the Deturner insect and bug remover. What it does say is it's not just for bug remover, it's for all organic matter. So we're going to treat this as a citrus pre-wash, and let's see what it does.
It's got a citrus smell to it as well, hasn't it? So that's why we sort of thought, should we skip this stage, or should we give it a go? And like I say, we haven't got anything else, so we're going to see how that gets on, really.
Exactly.
So we'll go around the full car. Now, we were talking about cocooning this in a snow foam, but we really want to isolate this, don't we? And that's what we try to do in our, you know, you see people mixing chemicals together. They weren't designed to do that necessarily, and we're testing products in isolation. So it's not a particularly dirty car, but there is some dirt along the back at the bottom of the bumper and around the side skirts as well. So it is a valid test, and we'll see how we get on.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've gone round it using the bug and, Okay, so we've gone around the car using Deturner's insect and bug remover as our fallout. No. What are we doing?
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, you do it.
Right then.
Okay, got it. Right, Carl's doing it because I've had 3 takes and I keep calling it a fallout remover. What is it, Karl?
It is an insect and bug remover. Okay, enter. Right, that's your fault.
Right.
Right.
Take 5. I'm going to do it right. Take 5 because we keep bodging this up. Right then, we've gone around the car using the Deturner's insect and bug remover as a citrus pre-wash because it smells citrusy and it's all we had. Now you were intimate with the car. I was just filming. What are your thoughts on this?
Right, I'm going to start off with this trigger. It is. I'm not going to be awful.
We don't like the triggers.
You know, I've not got particularly big hands. I can only get 2 fingers around it, and it is a workout to spray down this car. Okay, let's get that one out of the way.
We noticed that right at the start. The triggers, if it were us, we'd be replacing these triggers because they're not very ergonomic. They're them short throw ones. They're a bit plasticky. So Deturner, change your triggers in our opinion. But anyway, the product.
So sprayed down all the sort of lower 2/3 of our car down with it. It smells brilliant. I love the smell of it. That's pretty much where it ends for me, if I'm going to be brutally honest. I know we've used it as a citrus pre-wash. It doesn't say really it's a citrus pre-wash.
There were a few bugs and there was a bit of dirt. Has it removed the bugs?
Sort of.
Sort of. There's still remnants there and it hasn't really touched the dirt, has it?
No.
But it wasn't designed for that, was it? It's a hard one, this.
It was, because we've used it, I suppose, out of scope.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wouldn't use it as a pre-wash. Mm-hmm. I'd probably leave it to dwell longer than what it says, because it says 2 to 4 minutes. Okay, it's probably been nearer 5, and I'd expect more from this if I'm going to be brutally honest.
You would have thought if it's aggressive enough to remove bugs totally, you would have thought it'd have a bigger effect on the dirt. We're guessing here, but we do a lot of analysis offline, and this is us being honest. But
so the reason why we did it is, I think I said in the first one, it not just says insect residue, it says organic matter, which is why you use a citrus-based pre-wash. It's because you're getting away, you're trying to attack that organic matter that's on the car. So this is why we gave this a go. I don't think it's done particularly well. Mm-hmm.
But in their defence, it's not citrus pre-wash. Now, I saw it on the bugs. Would I use it as a bug remover? Yes, I would, okay, because you can apply it to the bugs, you can get some on your microfiber, saturate it in, arguably, and it did soften and remove it was just the splatter bits, where it's forced itself in that we struggled with. So maybe we can get hold of the citrus pre-wash, do a dedicated review on that.
I'd like to see how the citrus actually works on a car.
Yeah. But, to wrap up, as a citrus pre-wash, wouldn't recommend it. No. Triggers, they need replacing. But as the smells are good actually, because we've used the fallout. We've had a quick bash with the shampoo and this as well, and they're on.
They smell pleasant, really pleasant.
Absolutely, good times. Okay, what we're going to do next, Karl?
Oh, snowfoam.
Snowfoam time, the bit we all love.
Right. So we've pre-washed the car with the citrus. Okay.
It wasn't citrus.
Right. So we're now on to the snowfoam of our car. Okay, we've carried out our pre-wash, albeit with a bug and insect remover. We're now going to move on to Deturner's fluoro foam. So measurements to this is anything from 1 to 8 through to 1 to 14. For us, we've already primed our Ava snowfoam lance. So we put in 100 ml of product to 800 ml of water. And I will say it is fluorescent.
It's almost radioactive, isn't it?
It does.
And we'll show a picture of that now on the video.
Yeah.
So are we expecting this to glow like the Ready Brick Man?
I'd like to. If that's what it's producing from that small amount of foam that's on top of it, I'd like to think it would produce the same on the car.
What are your thoughts on coloured snow foams? Because I know as soon as anyone hears that, you're going to get the people that love coloured snow foams like me, as long as they work, why not? It's part of the user experience, enjoyment. And there's some people that are totally dead against coloured snow foams. They like white only. But arguably white's a colour as well, isn't it?
Where do you stand? Speaking, not. I think black and white aren't the colour.
Well, he's getting deep. He's getting all intellectual. What are your thoughts on coloured snow foams then? We haven't used this yet.
Do you know what? That'll be the first time I've used a coloured snow foam.
Ye gods.
I know, but the products I've used so far, I haven't done it. You know, it is something. Do you know what I have wanted to use?
Yeah.
But because there is that, it does bring a smile. You know, snowfoam does bring a smile to your face.
The best bit of detail.
Yeah, it is. But add the colour to it. You know, it brings your inner child out. You know, and that's what I want this to do for me, if I'm going to be honest.
I agree. Years and years ago, there was lots of controversies over coloured snow foam, staining pathways and all that kind of stuff. I think we've progressed now. I've used some by Ellen Magic. They don't stain anything. That's my personal experience. But I'm similar to you. If you've got a white snow foam and a lovely coloured snow foam and they both work, what is wrong with a coloured snow foam? It's enjoyment. It gets people talking. It's showing off. It's enjoying it.
You'll get people coming down the road, and okay, everybody likes a snow foam, even those that are not into Deturner. They look at it, and it does put a smile on their face. You add colour to that, it's going to get people talking. That's my personal opinion.
Absolutely, let's do it. OMG, that was bright. What's it called?
It's called fluoro foam, and I think fluoro by name, fluoro by nature.
The brightest snow foam I have ever used. It literally glows. I reckon if we did this at night, people could see us for miles. Okay, so you were hands-on. What did you think about the snow foam? It looks great.
It looks great, and so first things, we're using the Ava P60 Evolution and the premium snow foam lamps with that. Now, we've said before, and I think it's other brands with other brands, and it is a thirsty machine. Yeah. You have to. We're talking. We're on the highest dilution rate we could go with.
This is the third brand review where we've used the highest concentration of the instructions. Still a bit watery, but that's a common thing because of the kit you just mentioned.
Exactly. So, but we left it at 1 to 8, and it dwelled well. It does exactly what you want a snow foam to do.
How long did we leave it? 4 or 5 minutes under this lovely heat, and it was still wet?
Yeah, it was still wet. It still did its job.
Which is good.
It probably didn't, certain areas like the roof and the bonnet, it didn't slip off as I'd expect, but when we come to talk about later about the LSP, this car has none.
No, it's dead paint.
So I'm thinking that the reason it didn't run off the bonnet and the top of the car as well as the rest of it is purely because there was no LSP there.
No LSP and no gravity. It's flat.
It's flat, so it wasn't coming off naturally in that way. But I think that's the car, not the product itself.
So as a snow foam, the purpose of the snow foam is to encapsulate that dirt, soften it, loiter, drop off, all the good stuff we always talk about. You had your eye on some dirt, which was basically some dirt marks there along the trim.
Yeah.
I think it's made an improvement, but what are your thoughts?
No, it's definitely made an improvement. It's softened it, as you rinsed off, you can see that certainly the larger aspects of the dirt coming off. Yep. So it's done, like I said, it's done what snow foam is supposed to do.
Absolutely, removing as much of that dirty, gritty stuff that potentially is going to induce scratches in your contact wash, and pretty much all we're left with is a slight film, which, in my experience, no snow foam really gets rid of it. And like I say, snow foam is not a replacement for contact wash. It's to facilitate the safe wash process.
Yeah.
So, golden question, would you use it again?
For fun, yeah.
For fun?
I wouldn't probably use it every time, just because I think I'd have to repair my sunglasses just for the sheer light that's coming off that stuff. But
so is it a show foam or is it a snow foam?
I'd say a show foam.
Show foam. I'm in the middle. It's definitely a show foam. Okay, it's right up there with the best of them, and it's a good snow foam, and that's what we said. I asked you off camera. I said to you, what are your thoughts? And you went, it's a snow foam. So it's doing its job.
Exactly.
And we're getting a bit of fun with it.
Exactly.
But it is very, very, very bright.
Yeah.
We did keep an eye on staining because we were a bit concerned by the neon green glow on the concrete, but it's dried here, no staining, and we just washed it off. If you want a snow foam that's not going to make a mess with all the colour and everything, probably not the one for you, because the green goes pretty much everywhere, doesn't it? But it doesn't stain.
It's quite a stable snow foam as well, so you are going to have to rinse that.
Yeah, you're going to dilute it down, rinse it down. Excellent. Coolio. Right then, shampoo time, I think.
It is. So that's all our pre-wash code out. So that's the insect and bug remover and the snow foam. So we're going to move on to the actual contact wash itself, and we're going to be using Deturner's sour shampoo and foam. Now we're going to do this in 2 stages, okay, because it's in the instructions. It gives us the ability to use a snow foam lance applied technique, and as well as the 2 bucket method as well. So we're going to use the snow foam lance to do all our intricate work with the brushes, and
to keep the paintwork cool.
And to keep the paintwork cool.
Yep.
And then we'll rinse it down, and then we'll do the 2 bucket method to actually carry out the contact wash across our panels itself. So for the foam applied lance, okay, that's either a 1:8 or to 1:12, depending on your lance as well. We've gone for a 50 ml of product to 400 mils of water. To give us our 1:8 ratio, and then our bucket method, we have put 50 ml of product in to 10 litres of water.
Excellent. The reason why we're doing the snow foam is, you see, we see a lot of people doing their brush work, and we've said this before, when they do the snow foam stage, snow foams aren't designed for contact wash. Shampoos are, hence why we personally do our brush work at the shampoo stage, because the shampoo has got the lubrication. They're designed to have that contact wash element. So that's our personal way of doing it. Everyone does it differently, but I think you're on board with that technique as well, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, it's that contact area that I want as much dirt off as possible. So that's hence why we do the pre-wash. We do the snow foam, and before we actually put contact, we want most of that dirt away. So then we're talking, once we get the shampoo on, that's when I want to be actually putting
you're touching the car.
Tool to the car at
Absolutely.
That stage.
Good. Right, we're going to play some music. Let's crack on.
Right. Do you know what? That was a little one. The one I did seconds before.
Oh no, I'm going to leave it in.
The 1 seconds before you started hitting record was really impressive.
I apologise,
No,
but you know what I'm like when editing. That's made me laugh. Okay, so shampooing, 2 stages. Let's talk about the first stage where we lance applied it and used the brushes. Any thoughts on that?
So actually quite thick. As a land supply shampoo.
Yeah.
So I've done it a couple of times with other shampoos. This was much thicker, if I'm going to be honest. But we were at, what was it, 1 to 8, so 50 mils of product to 40 mils of water.
Quite foamy, almost snow foam-esque in nature, wasn't it? Which was nice.
Which is what it says in the name. It's a shower shampoo and foam. So I'd expect, if it's going to have that in its name, I'd expect probably more than what I would do from a normal shampoo.
Feel safe under the brush?
Yeah.
And we notice, especially around here, the amount of dirt, always a top thing to do. All right, so if you're just doing a normal maintenance wash and you haven't sort of, you know, taken your journey to a point where you go around doing detailing brushes, the amount of rubbish you get from rubber and round the where the actual glass ends, get your detailing brushes in there with your shampoo. Loads came out, wasn't it?
It was green.
Exactly, it was green. It's green. So thumbs up for that. Smell.
Oh,
lovely, wasn't it?
I really actually do enjoy it. It's one of my faves for scent in the shampoo for me.
Okay, 2 bucket method then, which is the important bit, that safe wash piece. Thoughts, feelings, safe under the wash bit?
I wouldn't say it was the most sudsy of shampoos when I applied it to the car, but there was lubricity there.
Yeah.
Said it.
He did, he got it right.
But yeah, it's an average shampoo.
Average shampoo, okay.
I'm not unhappy with it, but I'm not bowled over with it at the same time. So I think scent-wise, it's brought it up a bit, but I'd like a bit more suds with it and longevity with the suds, which is what I didn't really get from it.
Agreed.
But lubricity-wise, I felt safe with the wash mitt that we were using.
That's open and honest. And bearing in mind hard water, maybe Karl next time needs to put maybe a bit more of the shampoo in it as well. I had a quick play. I actually really like this, and I think it's the first one that we've really tested the product where I'm thinking I'm going to use this one again. Love the smell. I had a bit of brush work as well. Loved that. I agree. If I was going to be using it, I'd up the dosage a bit just to get that bit more. Sort of not foam, but the bit more lubricity there. Although it was good at the recommended amount. So I think double thumbs up for that, or I'm thumbs up and you're in the middle.
I'm a 1 thumbs up.
1 thumbs up. I'll give it 2. So good times. Right then, we're going to reset the camera and we're on to titivation stuff. No, we're not. We've got a decision to make.
No, we haven't, because aren't we going to decon the car first?
We are going to decon. We're going to decon the car first, and then we're going to make a decision. I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? We've got tar and glue and fallout to you. Yeah, fair play. That's why I bring them along. So I sometimes get so focused on the LSP. You need to bring me back in line, don't you?
Well, I've done that most of your career.
Absolutely, yeah. Excellent. Good times. Right, decon stage.
Right then. So we've carried out our wash, our pre-wash and our contact wash now, and now we're down to our decon stage. Our decon stage for today, as part of our normal maintenance wash, will be a tar and glue remover, okay, from Deturner. It says to use spot application only, so we're going to go with their recommendation. So we'll go around the car, we'll spray our microfiber with the tar and glue remover, and then soak the tar or the glue that's on the car, and then remove those spots from there. We'll then follow that up with the bloody wheels, okay. Although it says it's in its name, it's for wheels. Actually, in the description, it says it can be used on paintwork, so we're going to be using it on the paintwork on this car as well. Give it a good liberal spraying around those areas, and we'll see what we get from it.
Okay, so that's chemical decontamination done. We're not going to be claying this because we're limited by time. Before I ask Karl for his feedback on these two products, one thing I will say, when using things like tar and glue and fallout remover, make sure you thoroughly rinse the vehicle afterwards. They are strong, potent chemicals. If you leave them on to dry, you're going to get chemical sort of burns and staining on trim and all that kind of stuff. And especially when it comes to fallout, the fallout is reducing the size of that iron contamination. It's the jet wash process that's taking it away from the vehicle. So we all know, top tip, thoroughly rinse your vehicle. Even give it another quick wash afterwards before you come on to your next stage. So that's Andy and Karl's top tip for the day. Right then, so we used two products. We used the tar and glue remover and the fallout. What are your thoughts on these two?
Deturner's tar and glue remover. Wow. Genuinely, probably the best tar and glue remover I've ever used.
It looked like it was even that big bit that you did just seemed to go on.
One thing I will say though, it says to do spot application. With seeing how powerful this is, do the instructions, because it was effortless. Just with a small amount I was putting on the microfiber to take away that tar and glue, it was removing it with ease. And I mean really easy.
And you've used, through the reviews you've been doing, helping us out with, you used quite a few.
Yeah.
And you've even used TARDIS. Where do you think that rates?
I'd buy this over any of the products I've used.
Excellent. Now what we did notice is, unlike the other products, this one says expert line. Now I don't know much about Deturner. Is there a professional range and a more commercial range? But we just find it bizarre how suddenly, boom, wow, and it's part of their expert
and this is the only one we've got in their expert line.
Yeah,
I would definitely have a look at that and see if there's more to this expert line, because if this is anything to go by, they could be very impressive products.
Got you. No, that's good, excellent. I thought when you were doing it that you'd have to keep going at that big bit of tar or spray it on. You didn't need to, like Karl said, potent product. I'm going to be trying this offline as well to have a go of it myself, because I've found there's some detailing brands, we discussed this, and I think I've said this before in videos, the weak point in some brands is their tar and glue. I don't think they skipped on this one.
They definitely haven't.
We'll look into that expert line piece, which is really good. So I'll have that, thank you very much. Okay, we use this on the wheels. We've now used it on the paint.
It's fallout remover, and it did a really good job against here. I noticed when we were going around, certainly when I was doing the tar and glue element, there was a lot of iron fallout on there. You could see it by the orange little spots that you got. And if you go around the car, I can't say any more. It's done what it's done. It bled really well. Yeah,
we'll show you some videos as a talk. I went round afterwards, and quite impressive is. That's hence why we always use a white car for a maintenance wash, because it shows up the effectiveness of fallout and the effectiveness of citrus and snow foam and all that kind of stuff. But I was quite impressed with the reaction on this. I did, and Karl doesn't know this, I went round another panel with Corosol, and I couldn't see any real difference in terms of potency. So that's a bit of a
heads up,
a high five to Deturner on that one. Good potent stuff, and I think we're happy with that, because the work on the wheels was a bit. We weren't quite sure how potent it was, but I think it is.
I think it's proven itself against the actual the panels themselves.
Absolutely. So I'm going to play with this. You're definitely going to buy this. Would you go for that one again?
It's on average with other fallout removers, you know.
If you had it, you'd use the rest of it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
And there's not that much left, actually. We've used quite a lot. Good, excellent. Right then, we are now on to, what are we going to, should we do glass next?
We're going to do glass.
Let's do glass cleaner, and then we're going to, we've got a bit of tyre trim as well, and then we're going to decide on what we're going to do LSP-wise, aren't we?
Might even throw a couple in there.
Oh, controversial. Good times.
So now we're going to crack on with the window cleaning. So we're going to be using Deturner's Hydro Glass Cleaner. It states, makes the glass surface slippery and hydrophobic. So we'll be testing that claim.
So we're going to do, you're going to do that side.
Yeah.
We're going to leave that one, no protection whatsoever.
No.
Hydrophobicity test that claim. So you've used a lot of glass cleaners. What are you looking for here? I mean, glass cleaner is a glass cleaner, isn't it, really?
Yes and no. You're looking for how, I can't even think of how the glass cleaner removes itself, so it burns off.
No streaking, no smearing, not too grabby, and obviously cleans the window. But it's we're not going to keep the arse out of this, are we? So
no,
let's clean the wheel, and then we can get onto the clean the wheel, clean the window. So I'll just zoom in. do this live. Okie dokie. Let's do it. What do you think of a new waffle wheel towel?
That's nice.
Don't mention the brand, but it's sexy, isn't it?
Yeah. Although I think you're being brave going for a white one.
White's good because it shows whether the dirt's coming off and whether you need to do another pass. Let's have a look. Yowzers. Okay, give that another pass then and see. So a couple of spritz. Any much resistance?
No, it generally going on an absolute breeze.
Removal?
Lovely.
Easy?
Yeah,
no streaking?
smearing,
no grabbiness?
No. It, from what their claim is, slippery. Yeah, that's a massive. I'm grabbing there where I'm not grabbing on that.
Oh yeah, there is a difference.
Yeah.
And that is nice and clean. One thing I will say, and we try and be open and honest, watch when people are reviewing glass cleaners, okay, because they'll do what we've done and show all the dirt, which suggests that the glass clean is excellent. What you've got to remember is that dirt is coming from these rubbers, all right? So just be careful when you're watching reviews that you're not getting sort of faked into thinking, my God, it's amazing, it's removing all the dirt. That is the dirt off the rubbers, and I'll prove that. That is a clean bit there. Dirt, got it eventually. Okay, so there's the proof. Okay, so we're going to reset the camera. We're going to get some spray water, and we're just going to test this claim about the hydrophobicity. Okay, so we've used the glass cleaner on this side, and then we've not used it on this side. So we're going to use the GoPro so I can zoom in. So let's have a look at the coated side. I'll just come round here. Let's see if we can get it. So if you just spray it. Keep spraying. Yep. Okay, so there's a beading effect there, and it's running off. And now going onto the side that we didn't use the glass cleaner. Okay. So as with paintwork, you can see no uniformity, and the runoff is a lot less. These have almost got little beads, and the runoff, you can see it there. So do that again. So pretty immediate runoff. Going to the other side. Not as much runoff, and then you can see the difference. Okay. Now I'd say it's not a massive difference, but the claim is robust. There is definitely a difference between this and that, 100%.
As you say, there's uniformity to the beading here where there isn't any there.
All the runoff.
All the runoff was nice.
Nothing.
But you're talking. To be fair, it's a window, so it's almost vertical anyway.
Exactly.
You're going to get that off there.
Exactly.
But it's a nice window cleaner.
Definitely difference though. You can see that.
Yeah.
That's night and day. That's night and day. So always good to test a claim of hydrophobicity. We're seeing that a lot in glass cleaners, aren't you now? The hydrophobicity claim, which is good, but it needs to be tested. And I think on this one, it's a winner. So verdict on the glass cleaner.
It's a nice glass cleaner.
It's a nice glass cleaner. It cleans the glass. It does it well. No streaking, effortless, no grabbiness like we've seen with some. And it facilitates hydrophobicity of the surface, so good times.
Happy days. So we're now hitting our final stages. One of those final stages is to dress your tyres. So we're using the Deturner creamy tyre dressing. I'll read this because it's easier to read this. Intended for... I don't know why I'm laughing at that. Impregnation.
Do you want a hand?
No, it's because...
Impregnation? What's funny about that, Carl?
I don't know.
Impregnating?
I know.
Read it out then.
Intended for impregnation and protection of tyres and external plastics. The formula is based on water and SiO2, thanks to which it is free of solvents. It restores a fresh black look and gives a satin finish. Creamy consistency allows dressing to be nicely and evenly distributed in all hard to reach places on the tyre without leaving a greasy residue. It has very good hydrophobic properties and slows down the depositioning of dirt.
Right. He's struggling because the words are really, really small on that actually.
Yeah.
So they could be a bit bigger.
I need binoculars.
Absolutely. So it didn't come with a trigger. So we were humming and hawing. A lot of people are using these brushes, and tipping that onto a brush was messy. So we've gone for the spray nozzle into there. But if you're using one of them foam ones, you could just pour it out
onto it. But yeah, so we're using obviously a dressing brush.
Yeah.
So we're going to spray it on. We'll apply it and
see how we go.
See how it goes.
Good times.
So we've applied to the tyre. We'll show you some pictures of how we've applied it and the finish we've got off it. Really easy to use actually, especially with the dressing brush. Okay, we sprayed it on and it spreads lovely and leaves a nice finish. So
what we did think initially though is it says, what does it say? Satin finish.
A satin finish. So it's not satin at the moment.
No.
However, we'll get round and do the rest of the tyres in a moment, and then hopefully this had a bit of time to dry out and will leave us with that satin finish it says.
In fact, what I'll do is I'll take a GoPro picture of it now and show everyone just to see the one that we did earlier.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I was concerned because I don't like super wet, but when it goes on, it's super glossy. But we're going to have a look now and see what it looks like, and then get back onto the next step.
Yep.
Okay, we're on to LSP time. We had a good discussion about it. We do have Deturner's Finish Quick Detailer and the Bodywork Wet Coat. We're going to do them another time because we're going to do a side-by-side. Now, we've got these two to look at. Check out the colour coordination. That was your idea, wasn't it?
Always.
Blue with blue, red with red. I'm going to look at the Bodywork Ceramic Detailer, and Karl's going to look at the
hybrid spray wax.
Okay, so both exactly the same sort of application. They're applying, sort of priming your microfiber, a few sprays, apply level, and then buff off. And we're going to look at, the main two things are ease of use, the hydrophobics, and then any gloss enhancement.
So we're just going to look at the two things, or are you going to look at the three things that you've just listed?
Three. We're going to look for three. So what are we? Let's clarify. Ease of use, hydrophobics, and any gloss enhancement.
Yeah.
That's three. He's good. Well, we're going to have words afterwards about your attitude. It stinks. Okay, so we're going to do some videos of us both doing it, and then we'll have a chin wag at the end. And then, like I say, we're going to do the other two another time because the wet coat needs to be done on a wet cart, and we've already dried it. So I'd rather spend some time focusing on a couple than rush through four and not give any value to the video. So let's crack on.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the first one we're going to look at is Deturner's Bodywork Ceramic Detailer. Nice and simple to apply. So I've got the product itself. I'm going to be sort of leveling and applying with a short microfiber, probably around about 350 GSM, and then to final buff, I'm going to come up to a really nice plush. I think this is a 500 or 600. Okay, so nice and easy then. I'm going to prime my pad once it gets going. Like I say, never been used. 2 or 3 per panel. And what I'm looking for here is ease of use, so how easily it goes onto the actual surface. A bit of grabbiness when it's wet. Make sure you get good coverage. And then there's no specified cure time or anything like that. It doesn't say wait 2 or 3 minutes. So straight on to buff. No resistance, which is nice. You're worried now, Karl, aren't you? You're looking at how amazing my product is and you're thinking, that's going to be better than that.
I am generally. I got a waft of the smell
nice
as well.
Smell, isn't it?
Lovely. But from the angle I am, as you were applying that,
yep,
you could just see the gloss and your body on the paintwork start to just get clearer.
You saw my body in the paintwork. Was it slightly arousing for you?
No, not really.
No?
You're too old for me.
Oh, okay. Easy as that. Smells nice, easy to go on, easy to go off. In terms of gloss, I'm going to have to stand back and have a look at it. We'll do a side-by-side comparison and we'll check out the hydrophobicity. But yeah, that's nice and easy. The Deturner's Ceramic Detailer.
Right, so my turn now with the hybrid spray backs. Exactly the same way as the QD. So I'm going to prime my microfiber glass and just lay a bit down on the panel itself, and then as the same as Andy's QD, I'm just going to level this off on the panel itself. And then come in with a nice plush microfiber, and then again there's no time limit to how long you got to leave it on before you're buffing off, but this is lovely and easy to use, and I've got no grabbiness. It's nice and smooth across this panel. Yeah, we'll have a look at gloss and
hydrophobicity.
Yeah, that's the word.
Oh, I love it. Right then, we're getting really, really protective about who's got the best product, but we're going to be open and honest. Now, okay, so in terms of, you just hold that for a second. Slickness, we didn't factor that in. 4 things we're looking at. Slickness. I've made mind up. What do you think? We'll see if we agree. Okay, both point to the side we think is slickness. 3, 2, 1. Hands down. Okay, so yours was the wax, wasn't it?
Yeah, that
hybrid ceramic. Massive, massive difference. Super slick. Okay, now this is the difficult bit. Let's see if there's any difference in gloss. And then we'll do the same again. So don't give any clues. He's touching my bum again. Okay, so both look good. Okay, so purely aesthetics, which one looks the best? 3, 2, 1. I'll give it to you, the wax again. What I noticed, it seems to have leveled the paint. There's a slight orange peel effect. That just seems to look flatter. Yeah. Thus, it gives, see what I mean? It gives me the impression it's glossier.
Yeah.
So you agree? So that's 2-0 to you.
I know.
Not saying this one's bad, but this one, in terms of aesthetics, we're both agreed is better, and it is definitely slicker. So this this hybrid spray wax is winning at the moment. Right then, I'm going to reposition the camera, and we'll do the money shot, really. The hydrophobicity.
You can
hydrophobicity. Say it.
I don't.
We'll reposition the camera. Okay, we're going to do the hydrophobicity test again, and I'll use the GoPro. Hopefully, it's not always easy on white. So let's go for the wax side first. Yep. Keep going on the same spot. Keep going, and stop there. So hopefully the camera's picking that up. Nice uniformity. It's starting to run off. All right, we'll go over to the ceramic detailer side. Same again, Karl. Keep going. And stop. Okay. So the folks will be seeing this. That's the ceramic detailer. That's the wax. Now, my opinion, which goes against the slickness thing, I'm struggling here. I
think there's more uniformity in that than that.
When we were doing it, I thought that the beads were smaller and those were giving big, proud beads. But now I'm looking at them, now it's time to settle. The runoff is equally the same on both of them, but I do agree with you again. I think there's more sort of uniformity than beads. Yeah. Those ones are super, super tall. Yeah, I agree. So that's 3-0 so far, isn't it?
Yep.
Right, let's do the runoff test, which is us basically pouring water and seeing if it runs off and seeing if there's any difference. So let's do that now. We need the water again. That's it. Let's do it. Yep. Very quick reaction. Yeah. Really good runoff there. And the ceramic detailer side. Let's do it again. Back side. And then just sort of pull the bottle towards you as you're doing it. Yeah, really, really effective. And the same test again on this side. I've got my conclusion.
I've got mine.
Okay, so in terms of hydrophobicity, in terms of beads, 3, 2, 1. And in terms of sort of runoff, as in sheeting as they call it, this is more difficult for me, but I'm going to go 3, 2, 1. Yeah, totally agree, totally agree. Massive, massive difference between the two. They're both good. I mean, if I just used that on the car, I'd be happy with that.
Well, like I was saying to you, as you were using it, you saw the paint almost come alive again. Your sort of reflection in the actual paintwork got clearer as you used it.
Yeah.
So it is impressive stuff. It's just that the wax is more impressive.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think if I had the choice out of the two, I'd be looking at this. Interesting to see longevity. I mean, arguably a ceramic infused quick detailer is potentially, is it going to give you more than a wax? I don't know, but we'll keep an eye on it. What we're going to do is we'll leave these two. We're going to leave these two as they are.
Well, the thing is as well on there is no, on the bottles, there is no claim to longevity
there isn't,
on there. So.
No, which is sometimes a good thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we do hear some outlandish claims in terms of longevity. So sometimes no longevity is better.
So at least you can't be disappointed.
Absolutely. So we're going to leave that panel like that, and we're going to use the wax to finish off the car. And I think that's just pretty much done on this vehicle. So best you crack on waxing the car. Thank you. Okay, folks, that's it. Taking the car inside. I've got an inside job to do on this. It's a new car for the owner. They want me to get rid of the cigarette smell, so I'll be doing a off the record, full internal clean, ozone, and all that kind of stuff. But we've had a whip round with the GoPro that we're going to show you afterwards. But this car was tired, bland, dead,
lifeless.
And what are our thoughts? Our honest thoughts, because we've both got high standards of the finished results.
I'm really, really happy with the finish.
I am.
You know, from what we started with to what we've ended up with, I cannot be happier.
Yeah, day and night, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Now, we've been quite critical with the products, but the ultimate sort of end game is what you can do to transform a car, and I think we've done a cracking job. So collectively, the products have done very well. So we're going to talk about the brand itself. Okay, our first contact for both of us. There will be a part 2 when we do the inside. We're going to get Karl back and we'll do part 2 of it. But what are your thoughts on Deturner as a brand from what you've seen?
So I wouldn't say it's an amazing brand.
Okay, so it hasn't given you that wow factor that you sometimes get?
As a brand?
Yeah.
No. I would say for me, it's a middle of the road brand. Mm-hmm. You know, there's nothing... I wouldn't say as a brand it's outstanding. Mm-hmm. You know, we will talk about in a moment. There's a couple of products that I will categorically go out and buy again. Yep. About the same point, there's other components of this brand that I have my own go-to products for, and I'd rather go and spend my money on my go-to products. Mm-hmm.
That enforces the point that we say this all, right from the start. There's no holy grail of detailing brands. There's not one brand that I don't know anyone apart from super keen loyalists who will buy just one person's brand because they're really aggressively loyal to it. The majority of people, if they're honest with themselves, will admit the fact there's no one brand does the best of every product, and this proves that point quite eloquently. My feelings are in tune with you. I think it's a good, honest brand. All the products performed. Some performed excellently. Some performed averagely. So from a newcomer to the market or someone who wants to try another brand, they can do a lot worse. And trust me, we've
definitely
tested brands that are considerably worse that don't make it to camera because the brand owner doesn't want us to show it. But we've given the feedback. But it's a good, honest brand, isn't it? It's there's nothing wrong with it.
No, there's not. And exactly what you said. There's nothing wrong with it. There's just certain products of this brand that I would
go elsewhere and buy.
I'd go elsewhere and buy.
Yeah. Realistically priced, okay. I think it's a value brand as well, and it's all about choice. It's all about choice. So going to the specific products, the standout ones, we're not going to cover old ground. And there's two that we've reached unanimous decision that did give us the wow factor, and we both agreed we're going to use it again and buy it again.
Yes.
The first one was Deturner's Expert Line Tar and Glue Remover. Now we're going to look at what this Expert line is, whether it is a separate line of stuff that we're going to investigate further. What were your thoughts on this? Because you used it, you got hands-on, didn't you? It's
effortless. It is really, really potent stuff. I sprayed, I think, twice onto my microfiber, held it on there, and then just rubbed. And it was so easy to remove the tar.
Did you have to rub hard?
No.
So the chemical's doing its job, isn't it?
Chemical's doing its job, and I categorically say that's the best tar and glue remover I've ever used.
Best tar and glue remover, and he's used quite a few. I had a quick play offline. I'm a bit of a TARDIS fan, and this is on a par with it in terms of potency. And I like the fact that you weren't rubbing hard. So if you had grit in that tar, you weren't forcing that grit into the clear coat. The chemical was dissolving it. It was basically a wipe away. Winner. I'm definitely going to use that again. Now, the big one, really, the one that wowed us both was hybrid spray wax. I'll let you go first because you're the one that sort of tested this and beat my ceramic detailer spray, which was good. Okay, thoughts on this then? Hold it, touch it. I'm keeping an eye on it because I'm having that.
Let's look at the 4 categories we did our evaluation.
You've got to remember them all now.
I do. Ease of use.
Yeah.
Really, really easy. So, a 350 GSM microfiber, levered it all off, and then came back instantly with about 500, 600 GSM microfiber, and it buffed off. But what was great for me, and that brings into our next characteristic of slickness. As you started to buff it off, you could just feel that microfiber gets slicker and slicker and slicker to the point that you saw me. I had hardly any pressure, if anything. I was moving that microfiber with ease. Gloss again. That was, which indicates that it's leaving something behind, but it's a wax, so you would expect something to be left behind. It enhanced the gloss on this.
I mean, a lot of people argue gloss is down to machine polishing and levelling of the paint, which it is. But this, I could see the difference between the ceramic detailer and that. And like I said, I think I mentioned it. It's almost like when you have one of those filler waxes, it just seems to level. That's what I noticed. There was a differentiation between the slight orange peel on both sides. That definitely made it flatter, and the slickness was day and night. And then
we get on to our last one, which is
hydrophobicity.
Which you've seen the results.
Yeah.
As a spray wax, it is really good. Our beading was uniform.
Yeah.
Sheeting was good. You can't complain it. For how quick it was to apply over the car. I was really, really impressed by this.
You'll see the results in a minute when we go around the car. Now, I'm quite a stickler. I'm a bit of a fan of spray waxes. I've got my favourites. I'll throw a few in the mix. ADBL synthetic spray wax, which is a really, really good one. This, in terms of what I've seen so far, is on a par with it. The only differentiator that we don't know about is how long this is going to last. And this will be the key whether I buy this or not.
Yeah.
Because if it lasts, I'll buy it again. If it's a short term, and we were discussing this, almost a showy type product, I probably won't. Okay, so I'm going to keep an eye on the longevity of that because this potentially is a bit of a wow one.
Yeah, it doesn't state anything on the bottle about longevity, but I'll be interested to see how long this lasts as well. But it's out of everything we've tested today, that has been the standout performance for me.
And that's what it's about. brand reviews, cherry picking the really, really good ones, bringing all your best ones together, and they are your weapons of choice.
Exactly.
Okay, and they're constantly changing. The more we review, we'll slip out, you know, that might be our tar and glue for today. We might test one next week. That's what it's about. And that's the joy of what we do, that we're constantly adjusting our favourite products.
Yeah.
And we're in a privileged position whereby we get to test a lot, and that's the enjoyment bit of it. So
no, definitely. That's as you all know, I'm about, I'd say about 9 months into my journey at the moment, and the reviewing side that I do with Andy, I enjoy it so much because one, I get to test so many different products, but I get that opportunity to my go-to products are constantly changing because of what we review, and it's the fun of it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So there you go. We're going to finish with some music. We're going to have a whip round the car. We're both very, very happy. Hopefully the owner is. And like I said, tomorrow I'm getting rid of the stale smell. I might do some video stuff, I don't know, but this video is about Deturner. So thank you for rapro.co.uk for sending these out. We've been open and honest. If it's not a brand you've tried, go and try it. You're not going to be disappointed,
No.
and you may cherry pick some products that you really, really like, but these are the two that we're definitely going to focus on in the future. So thank you very much as always, Karl.
Cheers, Andy.
Look forward, I hope you look forward to our next videos. We are going to do a part 2 in probably 2 or 3 weeks, but you're quite busy, aren't you?
Yeah, wife's got me busy.
Wife's got you busy. Got to keep OC Home Command happy. That's the key to a happy life.
And a cheeky holiday.
And a cheeky holiday. He's showing off now, isn't he? Okay, so take care, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.